and welcome to Games. Let's get through a little bit more of Dragon Age the Veilguard.
To goad him to anger in order to distract him. But yes, while all of the Evanuris were monsters in their own ways, Elganon was the worst. Or perhaps it is more honest to say that his were the faults I've found most objectionable. You have met him now. Heard his voice hammering at the doors of your mind. And you have met me. Can you see how he and I might frustrate one another?
Yeah. Well, I imagine all of the Evanuris are prideful, but you're opposites. Do I say you're like angry brothers? That's a good way of describing it. But it's more than they are just like angry brothers. They are, in many ways, opposites of each other, morally. He's brutal, and you're still an Evanuris, but morally you guys are very different.
He uses his power to crush any opposition?
Yes. He is far more powerful than I am, and he wields that power like a graceless bludgeon. When I defeat an enemy, it is because I outsmarted them, because I was right. When he does, it is only because he was stronger.
Outsmarting someone and being right aren't exactly the same thing.
Aren't they?
All right. I can see how you and Elganon would hate each other.
He has always been what I most feared becoming. Callous and uncaring, his arrogance unchecked. To have that much power and no one to remind him that he could be wrong.
Well, he had you.
And I suppose I had you.
You dislike the Dalish.
You said you found the Dalish frustrating. Why is that?
It is unfair to them. I lived for thousands of years, and after I imprisoned the Evanuris, I slept for thousands more. I awoke in a world that had forgotten the ancient times almost entirely. And those who tried to remember Elven history, like the Dalish, had gotten so much wrong.
Like worshipping Elganon? Oh, well no, it was more like they made you look bad, or I'm betting you argued.
Like the terrible trickster Fenrirel who sealed away the gods?
There was truth to their stories. My rebellion had indeed disrupted the lives of those who had been comfortable. And when I created the Veil, I destroyed an empire. Their judgments were fair, if clouded. I tried to explain the truth to one clan. When I convinced them that I was truly Fenrirel, they attacked me. After that, I hid my explanations behind the facade of having witnessed events in the Fade.
And every mage knows that what we see in the Fade might not be literally true.
Yes. The Dalish had no reason to believe me. I could only watch as they continued to worship Elganon. Though we may have seen the last of that tradition, at least.
You did want me to goad him.
Last time I got his attention, he got angry enough to come after us with the blighted dragons. Hopefully this baits him into a mistake we can use against him.
Every act of resistance is a thorn in his side. He will break soon. When we first met, I saw you only as a foolishly confident child who disrupted my plans. You were an irritant. I gave you information to oppose Elganon out of necessity, but I expected you to be nothing more than a tool. Seeing you with your team, I was wrong.
Yes! That had to be hard to say.
I appreciate you saying that. Couldn't have been easy.
The only thing worse than being wrong is realizing it, but being afraid to change. Elganon's pride is no greater than mine, but he denies any failure on his part. and I at least try to acknowledge my mistakes. Your team trusts you, and you listen to them. It is impressive and enviable. It took me centuries to build such a bond during my rebellion, and when I served the Inquisition, I try to avoid entanglements.
What about the Inquisitor?
What about the Inquisitor? Does she not count as a friend?
She does. One of several I grew fond of despite myself when I was with the Inquisition. There was also Cole, a spirit of compassion I helped adapt to our world. He was the only one who knew who I really was. I miss him a great deal. Josephine, the Inquisition's ambassador, was a bastion of kindness and decency in a world that looked down on elves and apostates. Even Cassandra Pendergast of the Order of the Seekers. She was what a believer should be. Faithful, practical, committed to serving, not ruling. I suppose I did bond with the Inquisition after all, as you have with your team.
Thank you for sharing that. So, what comes next? What are the gods going to do?
Elganan and Gillenane are preparing the dagger they will use for their ritual to pierce the veil. Elganan's power is tied to light and darkness. He will need to perform a ritual during the next eclipse.
That gives us some time to prepare.
It is likely to be your last chance to do so. You must be ready for whatever comes, for this world and for the team that trusts you. I know that you will do everything in your power not to fail them.
Might not be enough considering our foe.
So now Elganan's recovered his own archdemon, and the gods only need an eclipse to complete their dagger.
We saved the Dalish, though. That's important.
But now Elganan's immortal, so long as his archdemon lives.
And we all know how hard those things are to kill.
We killed Razikale, didn't we?
After losing hundreds of wardens, it took a centuries-old trap to do it. We don't have either of those. Not anymore.
Just when you think the tide's in your favor, it turns right back.
Job's still the same.
The odds on this were never good, but we've already beaten them once. We have a job to finish, and 2 gods to kill. We don't get to wallow and whine because no one else is taking this fight.
Nice speech, Rook. But it's hard to complete a contract if you don't know where the target is.
We found the gods before. Not without help we didn't. So we get help again. We've got allies everywhere now.
I've been helping the Veil Jumpers. I feel like that's actually a really good point. I reckon we should go... Ideas, anyone? How about the Veil Jumpers? What about the Venatori? I reckon either how about the Veil Jumpers, what about the Venatori? Or ideas, anyone? What about the Venatori? How about the Veil Jumpers? Let me think. Ideas, what about the Venatori? We've got allies everywhere now. We've got allies everywhere now. We can track the Venatori again. See how that goes. The Veil Jumpers are being turned into demon spirits, which is pretty awful. We don't want to ask them. Maybe we want to ask them for ideas, but we want to lead this squad, really. So, what about the Venatori? The Venatori or the Veil Jumpers? We track down the Venatori, we can understand where the enemy is. If we go through the Veil Jumpers, they're not really our best lead, so the Venatori.
What about the Venatori that were at the crater? They might know where the gods are hiding.
No one will risk being an informant. Not while the Venatori hold power in Minrathous. It's a dead end.
The crows may have something. The Antam are moving large quantities of supplies out of the city. Weapons, armor, gatlock. And food. About half are remaining provisions. Enough to feed the Antam navy.
Given the timing, it seems unlikely to be a coincidence.
Wherever those supplies are headed, that's likely where we'll find the gods. Any more details from the crows, Lucanus?
They said the Antam have long work ahead. We have time. Also, Biago would like a meeting. At your earliest convenience. From him, that means important, but not yet urgent.
Okay. How much time?
Did Viago tell you how much time we have?
Days to weeks. Nothing more precise.
Well, that's our best lead so far. Track those supplies, and we should find the gods.
Not to complicate things, but the Inquisitor also wants to meet Rook.
Good.
Right. With everything she's been doing in the south, we owe her an update.
I'll let her know.
Good fighting today.
Today could have gone better. But it could have gone much worse. We fought off the Venatori and rescued the Dalish. That's a win by any standard. Rest up, and be ready to go. Next time the gods appear, let's make sure it's the last.
Okay. Now, I honestly just want to get through the main quest. Let's go and meet with the Inquisitor. I'm actually fascinated by that. I can't believe how long this game is taking to finish. Let me also just very quickly check. There you go.
Coin for your thoughts.
I'm fine.
Oh, there's an act for the road.
I'm just a little worried about everything. But we're gonna be fine, right?
You don't know that.
Very comforting.
We'll manage something. Might even
Control what you can control.
Slightly better.
I try.
Why don't you care about us?
Alright, Inquisitor. Come have a chat. It's good to see you again.
These meetings can't be good for business. I'm here, Inquisitor. It isn't just Inquisitor, is it? You were someone before that.
Clan Llewellyn. We try to be no one you've heard of. Morrigan is holding a perimeter. We're alone. Tell me what Solus did at Elganon's ritual.
Sounds like you already know.
I need to hear it from you.
He protected his investment. And he saved us, but either of these two, I'm gonna say he protected his investment.
Solus helped us get through, but he was protecting his interests, not us.
You don't think he helped for genuine reasons?
I think he wants his plan to succeed, whatever it is.
Always a plan. He's always thinking about where it ends. How many of his names do you know? God of Lies, Dreadwolf, Fen'Harel. They're titles he earned from enemies, followers, and fractured history. I once called him by another name. Friend.
Some friend.
Do you always agree with your friends?
We're pretty aligned on whether or not to destroy the world, if that's what you mean.
I'll never excuse what he's done. He's killed people I held dear, you know this too.
But...
he became those names when he fought gods. And regret for his world turned into destroying ours. Sound familiar?
I think that sounds like an excuse, to be honest. We haven't done that.
Solus earned his prison, and the gods have earned what's coming to them too.
I'm just saying, focus on tomorrow. They're the ones looking backward.
Simple as one of Varric's morals. Don't become what you hate.
Or trapped by what we've lost. Also one of his. Tell me about the team you've built.
Are they a concern? Or...
No, she knows.
You're handling things. This part, what you have now, I just miss the banter about friends.
Turn to Teresa via the
This
crossroads.
should never happen. Not anywhere.
Ship got him yesterday.
Gilline's archdemon was... I just didn't expect that many heads.
Oh, let's go fast travel. Let's get there. Just want to finish this.
See that? Bad guys.
Let's escape. I'm gonna do a dive. Dark Souls. Just run. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Return to Treviso. Ah. Got you.
You let the Anton do whatever they want. They used comic on civilians. On your own people.
Okay, come on, let's go.
And how precisely? I can't believe you're defending them.
I am not defending anyone, Jacobus.
Yes, you are, Via.
You're letting them be a part of this? My cousin died because the governor didn't stop the Anton from...
Jacobus.
No. I'm not going to stand around and listen to this. I'll see you later.
Well, now that that unpleasantness is dealt with, about your mysterious informant.
Whoever they are, they know the Anton and Treviso.
Treviso does not need this.
A chance.
I stand with the crows too.
Both are important. Strong with the crows?
Someone else seems to think so.
How do you...
They gave...
And you...
Their bookkeeper. Where?
Next.
I'll talk with this.
We fight for everyone.
I really
meeting
wish
is
this
in
was
the
more
market
interesting.
room.
Let's go and finish this.
Implied you can't miss them.
Try not to damage anything.
I want to finish this game.
Fighting gods with
if
crows.
BioWare get Dragon Age right next time,
If our
load
informant
this
actually
save.
knows where Elganon and Gillinane are performing their next
That's
ritual,
something.
it's worth the risk.
Well, anyway.
Gillinane's archdemon was... I just didn't expect that many heads.
No kidding. The statues back home don't look like whatever that was. The market never stops, even during occupation. Almost feels like home.
Okay. Viago and Taya said our informant is somewhere in the market. Let's find them.
Rook, I presume.
The butcher!
There's no need for that. Treviso is the trap, not this meeting. Please. So tense. I promise, I'll signal when it's time to fight.
Interesting. Okay.
Strange way to ambush someone.
I don't have to ambush anyone. You think I couldn't just march on the crows? Scattered on town flock to me. I have the soldiers to raise your casino and every inch of this city.
But I'll bet there's no profit in actually winning.
There's money being made by the occupation, but not by me.
So this is the head of the Anton.
I said Treviso was the trap, and I meant it. The jewel of Antiva. She sings even while caged. Such purity in every stone. It's trapped my heart. I love this city.
Then why hurt it?
You have a strange way of showing your affection.
I conquered it. I didn't betray it. Not like the cattle born here. You know there are traitors here. They ransom their own city. Literal gods stalk the land, but these filth worship their own purses. But you're different. You and the crows stay true to your roles. It means something when you die, and even more when you kill. You're as much a work of art as this city. And you want a secret from me.
Help me protect Treviso.
If you really do love this city, you'll tell me where the gods are holding their ritual.
The gods, they give strength. But all they ask in return is everything. I can feel their corruption. I can hear their whispers. They're calling for a ritual. If I give in, I'll know where you need to go. But I will lose my jewel. My city! So... you live in a casino. Let us make a game of this. I will become what the gods want. Welcome their whispers. Meet me and show me if the crows deserve my city.
That was interesting.
The butcher was our contact. And he's letting himself fall to the flight.
So that we can...
We need to go after the butcher. Butcher wants us to prove we're worthy of saving Treviso. That's what's happening.
He's given in to the gods' corruption.
You hear a little bit
Everyone's
of
acting
noise
like
I'm playing,
normal,
but
like the butcher
keep
hasn't
going.
gone nuts.
Maybe it's safer to pretend he's fine.
Safer to keep your head down, I guess.
I see what you mean. Prove you deserve it.
Hear the shift in his voice? He's changing.
My city, my Treviso. I'll not abandon you to the traitors who gave you to me.
There's the butcher. He's a reaver and fighting his own aunt-arm.
How are we gonna get information about the gods from that?
That's
we
crazy.
have to hope he's still in there.
Trouble scouted.
I see you, Rook, and I see the ritual. Match me, fight me, witness it!
Ah, okay, I see what you're saying. This is a test of strength. You're saying if we win, tell us where to go.
So beautiful, but not like Treviso. Final ritual, you
There's nothing left of him.
I see Tearstone Island! The ritual! Tearstone Island!
Change back, fella. You're reasonable a second ago. Play this.
I'm ready. Let's go. Shot.
He's gone. And he named the ritual site Tearstone Island.
The butcher didn't lie, for whatever that's worth.
That was the trade he wanted.
He got the death he wanted. Good trade, I guess. And he gave us the information we came for.
Yes, truly the Butcher was a paragon of honor and virtue, and we are all devastated to see him go.
Eventually.
And now you have a location for your final pointless confrontation. The gods are at Tearstone Island. Isn't that what you wanted? A chance to die a hero's death? So go. Leave Treviso to those who deserve it.
Now's your chance to confess.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us, Governor?
Oh, please, just say what you're thinking.
You sold Treviso out to the Antom.
I did what was best for Treviso. Who else would have done what was necessary? That troop of fools in the casino? They would have provoked the Antom to slaughter, the kind they carried out in every other Antivan city they crossed. I gave them the crows, so they would not take the rest of the city. I gave them an inch, so they would not take a mile.
How's that working out? Oh,
the Antom took their mile. And anything else they damned well pleased. And they'll keep doing it, because you'll keep letting them. You didn't prevent a slaughter. You just postponed it.
If you hadn't killed the Butcher...
Someone else would have. He decided he wasn't their pawn anymore. The gods would have killed him. And then you would be ruled by someone much, much worse.
You should have been a politician, Rook. Instead of, well, whatever it is you are besides an annoyance. But this city is mine. We need a real leader. You know who else wants a leader? The Antom. And if someone plays the role they want, they are very accepting. They also understand that bringing order to Treviso requires
so many
the
words.
purging. So go to Tearstone Island. Have your... and leave the city to me.
It makes sense now. Every decision they made shows it.
The other officials, of course, know nothing.
Of course. I'm surprised they even remember the governor's name.
I take it you heard? Eventually is apparent.
The governor has given them a clear purpose.
I knew they were fishy.
Something always bothered me about...
Many things bothered me about Evenchi. Yet
This wasn't a failure.
the hand that leashed Treviso. The Butcher was the mouth, but the hand was Evenchi all along. They think they have the power.
But
Evenchi.
when
Alright, eventually we'll face justice. Let's go.
We'll stop.
the god,
Tearstone Island.
you have been our ally through all this.
Will
The blood-corrupted Butcher revealing Tearstone Island is the location of the God's next ritual. He is dead, but the governor declared themselves the one who betrayed Treviso to the Antom. Now eventually controls the Antom, and the crows must fight harder than ever. Not interested. Next quest, please.
I need to get the team around the table and talk about what's next.
Tearstone Island. That's where Elganon and Gillenane will perform their ritual.
With an eclipse, those two can finish their dagger, then tear open the Fade. After that, we've witnessed the horrors Gillenane creates with even a trickle of the Blight. What happens with a flood?
Next eclipse is a month away. That's not a lot of time. Getting past the Antam Navy won't be easy. They'll be on high alert.
We'd need our own fleet to get past them, which we don't have.
Let's just be honest, none of this is easy. So, guys, wake up. Not just we'll find a way, it's obvious. Let's state the truth here.
We're facing immortals. We're fighting gods. Doesn't get any tougher than this. The harder it is, the more it's worth doing. That said, we can make it easier on ourselves.
So, what's the plan?
A single boat can sneak past a blockade. We just need to find something that floats.
The Antam fleet may not spot us, but the gods see much farther.
Worse, they know about us specifically. They'll be waiting.
They can't look everywhere.
The gods can see further than anyone, but they can't see everything at once.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Harding, reach out to our allies. Wardens, veil jumpers, all of them. Tell them to be ready to start swinging. We start enough fires, make some noise, and the gods will look everywhere for us, except at their front door.
It's worth a shot, but our allies aren't strong enough to fight a prolonged battle. We could be signing their death warrants, but it's the best plan we've got.
That takes care of the approach. But what about when we get there? We'll have two gods waiting. Who knows how many Antam? We'll need to be at our best. Question is, we there yet?
We've still too much unfinished business nipping at our heels. There's time before the next eclipse. It's best we use it.
Yeah, but it's so
I'll send
long.
off messages
I don't
to
want
our
to do
allies.
those quests.
They'll be ready.
What? Okay, the Inquisitor's doing Inquisitor things. What about Morrow? We need everyone.
For something like this, we'll need everyone we know. Would Morrigan help? Or could Morrigan help?
The world's ending. That's when Morrigan does her best work.
Great. Tell Morrigan the plan. See if the Inquisitor's willing to help us. I know she's busy leading the fight in the south, but she knows this blight won't end until the gods are dead.
I'm gonna say this.
We're not ready, but we can be. Weeks until the next eclipse gives us time. Let's use it wisely.
Agreed.
Get some rest. Then we'll take care of outstanding business.
Okay. Okay, that is the finale. Okay, just give me a minute. Alright, I think I finished this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I am finally nearing the end. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to go and do a thing quickly. I'll see you next time in Games.